Well, 1 in 70 Australians are living with autism. At the end of last year, 35% of people on the NDIS had a primary diagnosis of autism, and that's up 19% on the previous year.
With growing awareness around autism, more and more adults are being diagnosed. But that diagnosis can come after a lifetime of struggle and confusion about how to fit into a society that doesn't always understand or cater for those on the spectrum. I sat down with Reagan and her son Rocky, who was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. I spoke to them about the importance of early diagnosis. Thanks for having us over.
Lovely, welcome.
Should we sit down and have a chat?
Yes,
Thank you. Reagan and Rocky, thank you so much for speaking with me. Reagan, just tell me a bit about Rocky and your journey with him so far.
Rocky's very healthy, happy, energetic, beautiful energy, loves his family, loves the ocean, very happy little boy. You know, we say Rocky has green eyes and sandy coloured hair and has autism. It's just part of him. We started noticing at about 2 that Rocky's speech was quite delayed, but it wasn't until 3 that he got his official diagnosis.
And getting that diagnosis at 3, what was that time like for him and for you?
Rocky had started preschool, and it was really when everything started to unravel in his little world, sensory-wise. He wasn't able to cope being in the classroom or follow the routine of the class. So he became very frustrated, and we started to see behaviour that Rocky had never shown, because he was always at home with us and his family, his big brother and sister. So things started to unravel for him pretty quickly in that first week. Once autism was suggested that we might be looking at that Rocky had autism, we pretty much jumped on everything straight away. For us, the diagnosis was a blessing, because we now understood and we were able to hold Rocky's hand, and being his parents, and being able to know that it wasn't something that we were doing or something that we could necessarily just fix, or something that would, you know, there was nothing wrong with Rocky. He just needed to have different support systems around him to guide him through those places where he wasn't with us, you know. So you just want your child, like any parent, to be healthy and happy and balanced and have all the opportunities. And when you have a child with special needs that can't express to you how they're feeling, and it all is based on their energy of balance and how they're regulated or deregulated in society, that's difficult. And the older that they get through that early diagnosis, the more you see the different ways that they feel the world.
Yes.
And that's definitely happened with Rocky.
So with that early diagnosis when Rocky was 3, what difference did that make to your family and also to Rocky? Because having that early diagnosis, you could set up those support systems. He's on the NDIS, for example, and there's other support that you've been able to work out and set in place. What difference has that made to your lives together, but Rocky as a person?
I mean, it's been an absolute gift. He is a very, very lucky little boy to be supported by the NDIS, and very lucky to be born in the year that he was, and to have so much talk and exposure and understanding more in the community about autism. I can't imagine where we'd be without it.
With the increased awareness around autism, we are seeing more adults being diagnosed later in life. What difference did it make to have Rocky have that early diagnosis, and for him to be living in this world where there is more awareness around what he's sort of dealing with and the way he views the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited I use my voice at the moment because Rocky doesn't have all the words, but I'm excited for him to be able to tell his journey. I'm proud to help his ASD community and speak about it, because the more people understand and the more that gives people that have been diagnosed later more of a community around them as well.
Well, Reagan and Rocky, thank you so much
what
for
do you
sitting
say?
down with
Say
us.
thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Jack.
Oh,
Thanks,
great.
Joe.
Thank you. Beautiful boy there. That is Reagan and her son Rocky there, sharing a bit about their journey with Rocky's autism diagnosis. And actually the Walk for Autism kicks off today too. That's something that Reagan and Rocky have been involved in for a number of years. They're very passionate about that and the awareness that it spreads as well.